My name's Georgia Foster, and I'm known as the self-esteem expert. I help people all over the world feel really good about themselves, to inspire them. Have you ever heard that statement, when it comes to finding love, when you know, you just know? But what if what you're knowing isn't the right sort of knowing, that it's attracting the wrong type of guy, okay? I'm going to share with you 3 signs that you should not be dating men who behave this way. So attracting the sort of guy that's not good for your soul, I want you to read the signs early. I want you to think about the type of men that you are attracting at the moment. Is there a pattern? What's interesting is your mind is lazy. It tends to attract the same people, whether they're good for you or not, because the mind doesn't know the difference between right and wrong. It just knows what you experience. And if you have a history of dating men who are not good for your sense of self-worth, frustratingly, you may be continuing to attract that man, not because you want to, but because the mind goes with what's familiar. Okay, I have a program called Cracking the Love Code, and it's really about breaking that state hypnotically, working with beliefs, working with your sense of self-worth. And so you attract a partner who's good for you rather than what's always good for them. Are they judgmental? Now, that's a definite no-no. Now, judgmental men actually have low sense of worth. They can often be narcissistic as well. Now, on the flip side, if this is the sort of guy that you really find attractive, but in your past has never worked really well in your favor, like it's always broken up and it's been messy and they've been nasty and it's not been good, I want you now, when you go on a date, I want you to go for the opposite, whether he's married, whether he's aloof, whether he's never really committed. You know, my mother has a saying when we were younger, she'd say, that one's got one foot out the door, Georgia, right? Not going to stay, right? It's a feeling, okay? So anybody who's really judgmental or critical is not going to be good for you. Another thing that you need to be very mindful of, but somebody who isn't really interested in what you have to say, okay? Now, it could be that they seem to have a strong ego or whatever, that they think that they're always right. But you must promise yourself that you have your voice heard, that you have an opinion. And anybody who, especially in the early stages, who doesn't accept what you say, down the track there's going to be big problems. Another thing that I think is important when it comes to dating, and it's really a mechanism to protect you, because I'm here to look after you. What you need to think about is if there's a feeling, you can't pinpoint it. You just know something's not right. But the guy is, you know, great company and you're feeling like everything's going swimmingly well, but there's just something that doesn't sit right and you overlook it. Now, I'm sure you've probably been in this situation before. But I want you to listen to it this time. It doesn't mean you don't go on a second date or a third date, but that intuition never, ever lets you down. That's why I am known as the self-esteem expert. My podcast, my YouTube, channel right now is about really building a sense of self-worth for people who really want to have a healthy relationship that's good for their soul. You know what? And I'm sure you know that, because that's why you're listening to this video, watching it right now, is because there's something in you where you want to feel better about you in your dating relationships. Because I want to say this, and I really mean this 100%, is your dating history is your past. It's not who you are. I want you to move on. I want you to create a new environment in your mind where you feel better about you, to attract those beautiful moments where the guy you're having a date with, you really feel connected to. And if you don't, you don't. But don't let your past be repeated, whether it's attracting the wrong type of guy who's critical or judgmental, somebody who's always right and they're never wrong, or somebody who's really just not good for your soul. Is so important. And I want you to know that love is a powerful, powerful tool. I want you to think about the relationship that has integrity. I want you to think about the relationship that's really good for your sense of self-worth. I want you to think about a relationship that you know you can be yourself. okay? That you are allowed to have your opinion and to have your voice heard. Really important points there. And I want you to really keep that checklist going so that when you go on that date, you have all of these moments there ready for you to say, hang on, ding, that's what Georgia said. Hang on, ding, that's what Georgia said. Right, there's something not right here. I'm listening to my intuition here, okay? I'd love you to subscribe to more of my videos on my podcast, my channel. I'd like to thank you for its time together, and I want you to know that love is very powerful when it's with the right person.